Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu einem weiteren Part Let's Play Fake Grand Order. Ich bin es, Abenteuer und wir sind hier immer noch in der östlichen interstellaren Stadt. Unser Ziel ist es hier gerade die Summoning Circles zu machen, mit denen wir hoffentlich dann einen Grand Servant beschwören werden. Wir sind nun entdeckt worden und nun sind wir in Sektion Nummer 11. Investigate, Encounter, Cherish. Oh, liebe Leute, das wird definitiv ein cooles Kapitel werden. Wir sind hier mit unseren Freunden unterwegs. Macaris und so. Kane ist natürlich auch gut gelaunt wie wir haben hier Caligula getroffen, der wunderschön adäquat redet, was ganz ungewohnt ist. Und nun fliehen wir erstmal. Alright, this is where we're putting up a second one of the things. I say one thing for the city. It's sure pretty. Glad we're not seeing any civilians here too. Unfortunately, this probably means it won't be much longer before one of the machine guns shows up, huh? Yeah. Aphrodite ambushed us last time. We fought back as hard as we could, but it didn't do much as good. Come on, A. Let's get this done. Alright, this is where we've got to put down the second one. The exact location. Huh? The hell? We can't tell where it's supposed to go. Whoa? Huh? What do you mean by... Shit! Sorry, we've lost the track on the proper coordinates. Schlechte AI. Felt like it shouldn't be impossible, but we can't find a trace. Then, if we don't know where we need to go, we'll be sitting ducks for the Olympus soldiers. What do we do now? We should be able to sense the right spot if we get within a few meters of it, but I can't say for sure for some reason. This sucks ass. I wish we could just talk normally without dancing in circles. I say I'd really prefer it if we could get into specifics. Especially specific as to what the hell's going on right now. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do there. As long as Zeus is listening in, we simply can't delve into the details of our plan or objective. That being said, I believe we may be able to get around that with some manner of telepathy spell, though it may be difficult to maintain for several participants at once. I do know a spell like that, but I can only cast it once, since it's too risky to use the same spell twice. I see. Presumably because Zeus can and will figure out any spell used more than once, I understand. Nonetheless, desperate times call for desperate measures. What do you say, Maxie? It would really help us to be on the same page right now. Alright. My advice here must protect us. What? Die Kraft von Hermes, dem Götterboten. Phew, oh wow. Can you all hear me? Oh yeah, loud and clear, man, this is amazing. First you dipshits won't shut up now, you and my damn head. Just say what you gotta say and we can get this over with. No, don't be like that. We've never done this before and we might never get another chance. Did you forget enemies practically breathing down our necks, you dumbass? Pretty confident in your chances, ain't you? Aw, thanks. That's so nice of you. How freaking stupid are you? That was not a compliment. Oh nein, das ist so ein Traumpaar. All this telepathic conversation or talk taking place simultaneously. Can you hear me too, senpai? Say, does this mean I can understand what Fu's saying right now? Fu. Oh, too bad. Once a beast, always a beast, huh? Not that I'd want to hear this thing suddenly going off tangents anyway. Calf Pollock! Fu, special ration. That's cause you've got no taste buddy ears. Ho! Sind doch Pferdeohren. That's weird. Something just kinda pissed me off here for a moment there. Okay, here's the situation. I'll go with details later, but in short... The coordinates we need to complete God Destroyer Grand Servant designated summon. All make us of type of magic energy distortion. Usually, those coordinates are closely linked to the physical space, so once you know where they are, it should be impossible to lose sight of them. But since you have, does this mean the distortion at the expected coordinates no longer exist? Fu! Well, that sounds bad. Guess that's the end of the operation. No, it's not. I'd take it forever to go over exactly why, but basically this distortion should last forever. So then, why is this one gone? Well... This isn't the type of distortion that cannot vanish, so the fact that we've lost sight of it must mean... Either it's simply no longer possible to sense, or the space is linked to it's no longer where it was. For example, perhaps some unforeseen interference has temporarily moved it away from its original space. It's definitely possible. I see. Then in that case, you'll just have to search this area for it. I concur. It would be quite inefficient to concentrate all of our resources on searching a single location. Not to mention that the time of the essence, I suggest we split into two, no 3 teams. Canis, Caligula, I would ask that each of you search your respective areas alone. Miss Miyamoto, I would ask you to be our bodyguard. Here, Canis and Caligula, I give each one of you an item as well. It should react once you get within a few meters of distortion. And since the years are all linked together, we'll be allotted when one of them finds it. Fine, this all sounds like a major pain in the ass, but in for penny and for pound and shit. Understood. Then I shall do my best to search 70% of this area on my own. Oh yeah? Then I do 90%. Come on guys, leave some for us, so when one of us finds the distortion, your rendezvous post-haste. Got it, okay then, let's get going. Later. Farewell for now. Phew! Damn, Caligula got some serious spring of... I guess he must be planning to search from the skyscrapers. Looks like Canis ought to speed would even give Hermes a run for the money. Alright, I'm afraid this spell won't last much longer. We better start searching too. Let's do it, but first... Mesh, 12 o'clock. I'm sensing hostiles approaching. There appear to be a group of Olympian guards and rare phantasmals. Good. Thing they didn't show up during the strategy meeting. You said it, Senpai. Alright, preparing to fight. And begin our search at the same time. Wir kennen das ja fast gar nicht, aber wenn nicht alle 3 Sekunden kämpfen. Okay, liebe Leute, bei Olympus Soldaten. So, diesmal haben wir auch nicht so die große Auswahl, wen wir mitnehmen. Aber das ist schon in Ordnung. Wir sind auf alle Fälle vorbereitet. Und es ist erstmal Zeit wieder für die Bride. Nee, nur die OG Neros Bride. Aber trotzdem, liebe Leute, OG Neros sind auch immer gut. So, liebe Leute. Wie gesagt, coole Sache. Ich befürchte nur natürlich wieder, wenn wir hier so rumstürmen und uns die normalen Waffen hier nicht angreifen, dass die Götter doch wieder ein bisschen mehr in petto hier auffahren. Und ja, was war's beim letzten Mal? Ach ja, stimmt. So, Götter vernichtende Superwaffe, okay. 30% Charge Schaden ist schon was Schönes. Das Blöde ist, ich hätte ja doch gerne eine Pen-Skill mit Achilles freigeschaltet. Aber so weit bin ich leider nicht. Mir fehlt nämlich noch ein Bot-Level mit ihm. So. Ich bin jetzt mal gespannt, ob er das so schafft. Ich hoffe. Ja, locker mal, wenn der schon so jetzt schon so macht. Warte. Pesos. Ich liebe seine P. Das ist mega gut. Sehr schön. Decent Damage. Nicht so decent NP Refund, aber hey, who cares? NP Refund ist was für Langeweile. So, nun ist es Zeit für Big Umu Damage. Ich sehe... Oh nein, das Wasser! Nein! Oh, war das Gesicht nicht getriggert. Damn you. Dann werden wir wahrscheinlich es nicht schaffen. Aber egal. Hammer! Obwohl, Leute, es ist OG Nero. Bei der habe ich auch noch keine Pen-Skills freigeschaltet. Der Grund ist einfach daran, ich muss ja grayen. Ich würde aber auch so überlegen, welche Skills ich level und welche ich nicht level. So, es sollte... Oh, schön Big Umu Damage. Schönes Team. Mit der Kraft der Money Servants haben wir es mal wieder geschafft, liebe Leute. Denn Money Servants sind immer ihr Geld wert. So oder so ähnlich ist es. So, schön geschafft. Und dann gehen wir direkt in die nächste Runde. Oder, liebe Leute? Sehr viele schöne weitere Gegner. So, wir nehmen wieder eine Skady. Haben wir noch wegen Bond genommen. Und ich würde jetzt gerne mal schauen, ob wir es mit Fran schaffen zu loopen. Ich bin mir unsicher, ob es klappt. Also ihr müsst jetzt 50% refunden und ich weiß nicht, ob sie das schafft. Aber ich würde es einfach gerne mal testen. Weil Fran ist echt so nett. Mit Fran kann man so megamäßig farmen. Und wie gesagt, sie hat ja noch mehr, weil ich habe sie ja MP3 leider oft das Boot bekommen. Sie hat ja höheres MP-Damage als meine Space hier stand. Das heißt schon etwas. Aber das Problem ist halt, ihr so ekliges... Oh, warte mal. Gib meinen Plan gerade nicht auf. Increase MP Gain. Warte mal. Sie hat jetzt Debuff Resistance. Okay. Nee. Müsste passen. Ich hoffe es. Ehrlich gesagt, ich bin mir gerade unsicher, ob das überhaupt klappt, wie ich mir das vorstelle. Egal. Werden wir gleich herausfinden, liebe Leute. Weil wie gesagt, sie hat ja alles MP-Gain, alles mögliche. Und theoretisch hatten wir einen Append-Skill. Dann wäre das noch schöner, weil dann hätte ich jetzt die Imaginary C geben können und dann hätten wir es sicher geschafft. Jetzt bete ich einfach mal. Weil wie gesagt, ihr normaler Refund, der ist ja so megamäßig gut. Aber das Negative ist halt einfach dieses katastrophal Kack-Stun, den sie hat. Ich bin mir jetzt gar nicht mehr sicher, ob sie genug... Aber normalerweise ist sie Refund echt gut. Ich kann es immer mit einem Befehlszauber, kann ich immer farmen. So, oh, schön, 64. Und, also mein Plan hat nicht geklappt. Stimmt, die Resistance, ach, verdammt, ich hätte Bibi nehmen müssen, gell? Mit Bibi jetzt klappt, na super. Jetzt ist die 2 Züge Ding, gestunt, ach. Kein Bock mehr. Oh, kein Bock mehr. Brechen wir ab, liebe Leute. Fran, wie eh und je zu nichts zu gebrauchen. Ich hatte es doch. Nee, aber es war jetzt mein Fehler. Ich hätte, die jetzt aber auch nicht geklappt. Ja, mit 10 nehmen. Na egal. Ist auch schön, dass ihr es dann natürlich auf 2 Runden geht. Ah, nee, eine Runde. Okay, passt. Ich dachte, ich habe 2 Runden. Ah, nee, Jean zahlt das dann mal 2 Runden, glaube ich. So, passt. Passt. Mit ein bisschen Verzögerung. Geht alles. So, und dann nochmal Big Brand Damage. Ach stimmt. Ich hätte ja seine MP aktivieren müssen von der Sclapius. Das habe ich ja ganz vergessen. Das war nämlich das mit die Community. Geleistet. Der Gedanke war gut, liebe Leute. Die Umsetzung war nicht die beste. Aber passt. So. Immer mal wieder eine neue Konstellation gehabt, liebe Leute. Was will man mehr? So, und ich muss vielleicht unbedingt ein Bond-Level leveln. Das ist, hat Priorität, liebe Leute. So, dann geht es weiter. Und ich hoffe, wir finden mal den nächsten Punkt. Hopp. Diese Bestie, brave Bestie. Mesh. Hier. Hast meine Mesh einfach als Trittleiter benutzt, oder? Sie ist ja gar nicht. There we go. Done. Try to move around as much as possible as I found anything. No luck here. Come on, keep moving. Phew. Damn. Too bad. Can't let Canis and Caligula beat us. No turning back now. Let's keep going. Yes, you're right, Master. But we can't push ourselves too hard either. You especially need to be very careful not to overexert yourself this time. But then, you really know that, don't you? I'm sorry. Okay, let's go. We certainly didn't want our team to lose. Oh, you're just so precious. What is it, Musashi? Why are you holding my head to your chest? What are you doing? Oh, it's lovely to see you getting along so well. You're just like real sisters. Oh, sorry. That's my instinct getting the better of me. Instinct? Are you done now? Then again, it seems like this was a well-timed break for Maxi. Very well then, let's continue exploring State Town, shall we? I must say it's been quite a thrilling running around a completely empty city like this. Wouldn't you agree? My physical enhancement, Mr. Cod, is still working. I'm ready to run. Right, Master. Dann run, mein guter Freund. Run bitte zu einem, zu einer von diesen Leylines oder dieser Art Leylines. Oh! Ich glaube, ich weiß, was das bedeutet. Okay, wir sind ready, liebe Leute. Es wird spannend, liebe Leute. Es wird spannend. Jetzt, Fragezeichen, Fight. Ich denke mir, was das heißt. So. All hosts have been defeated. Continue to make our way through the zone. Alright, by this point, we should start giving Max's stamina reserve serious consideration. How does this area look, AE? Jackpot, baby. You nailed it. Looks like our idea about the enemy using something conspicuous to cover up the site was right on the money. I'm seeing a monster up ahead that looks to be wrapping the very space around him. I see. It is that. Eine Bestie. Well, that's mean. What did I ever do to deserve being called a monster by a bunch of lifeless fox ghosts? I may be an alter ego working with a foreign god, but I've always strived to be a fair and impartial businesswoman above all else. Isn't it right, Chaldeans? Or are you caught up to your latest Lostbelt, smushing to remember little old me? Phew, don't! Please stay with us! A human woman? Hell no! There's no way that thing could be human. She's even trying to hide the savage magic energy, or the smell of death that hangs around her. What the hell are you? Tamamovich Koyanskaya. What happened to the meek little Max I remember? I never thought you'd ever try to interrogate me so boldly. What could you have changed you like this? Is it because we're friends now? Because we bonded a bit in India? Anyway, I'd love to discuss this newfound casual attitude toward me. Let's not forget that I'm still very much your enemy. I'm afraid I have nothing in the way of products or information for you this time. Now, this time, I only come to check up on your phantasmal factory, since I need it to my future endeavors. See, just between us, I'm actually trying to keep this visit a secret from the gods of Olympus as well. So I think it best for everyone if we just pretended we never saw each other and went our separate ways. I can see you're very busy making preparations to tackle this Lostbelt in earnest. My plan is to simply let things play out however they do, and hopefully come away with some choice Olympian products to settle when all said and done. Doesn't that sound nice? Everybody wins, nobody loses. What more could I possibly want? Well, you heard the lady. What do you all think? I think it's time we found out exactly what she's up to, weil es kann nichts Gutes sein. Quite right, Mr. Maxi. Besides, now that Koyanskaya has seen us here, avoiding conflict is no longer an option. Since in the end, she is certain to be the most formidable foe I need to face. Oh my, and why's that, pray tell? Don't you remember the lovely chair I made you in India? Phew, the narration. You never made anything of the sort, you stingy two-faced fox! Koyanskaya is not part of Olympus' forces. So, I rather doubt she could be motivated to actively interfere with our attack on the Lostbelt. Indeed, we can say that with all fair amount of certainty given their behavior in the all past Lostbelt to date. Does this mean she sides with the Crypters, that is, the foreign god? Clearly not. She has never once attempted to protect the Tree of Emptiness. If anything, she has once treated us as no more than another product in her catalog. Nor for that matter has she shown any sign of submergence for the foreign god. Koyanskaya, while you have told us several times that the foreign god commands 3 disciples, you have never once directly declared yourself to be one of them. Your attempts to mislead us have been so brazenly obvious that the truth is quite apparent. Ich dachte ja, wie gesagt, immer, dass sie ein Disciple der Foreign God ist, aber es hat sie ja hier, ja, widerlegt. Why, yes, you might say that's just my way of being sincere. You see, if a bunch of insects like yourself were to accuse me of the breaking promise I never made, well, even I don't think I would be able to keep my cool. Is it true, Mish?
Yes, it is. I'm quickly going through the past logs right now, and it's true. She never openly declared she's one of the foreign god disciples. She only ever said things made it sound like she was.
Then she's just a fraud. I knew we couldn't trust that damn monster being sincere my ass. Quiet if you would, please. I was just getting to the good part. Now then. From here our next question is obvious. Wer ist sie wirklich? Who is Tamowovich Kvenskaya? We know she attacked Chaldea headquarters, and that she dealt a critical blow to proper human history. We also know that she takes pleasure in tormenting the Lostbelt inhabitants and seeing their lives end, even as she continues to, for what want to a better way to put it, name drop the foreign god. Even now, we can see her making moves in this Atlantic Lostbelt as an unaffiliated third party. Would it be alright with you if I voiced my conclusion about her now, Miss Maxie? Though of course you may well have already arrived at the same answer yourself. Who are the foreign gods' three disciples? The servants they summoned themselves? We can say for certain that two of them are Rasputin from Russia and Limbo from Shimoza. And now, I suspect the third is Senji Muramasa, whom we only recently learned of in Atlantis. As servants summoned by the foreign god, they are naturally motivated to protect the Tree of Emptiness, and have attempted to do so at every turn. You, on the other hand, have no affiliation with the foreign god, yet their disciples clearly hold you in respect. From this we can infer you are most likely a being on equal footing with the foreign god. Or in terms you might prefer, a business partner, correct?
I like to think of it as mutual back-scratching sort of relationship. Indeed, the foreign god and I did sign a contract to that effect. I will not eliminate you. In return, you will not comprehend me. We both abide by our respective principles and see the planet Earth through to its ends. But tell me, how did you come to that conclusion? How did you know that the foreign god and I had become something akin to business partners?
Elementary, my dear Kvenskaya. If you assume that to be the case, everything else starts to make sense. For one, it explains how you were able to work towards your own goals in each Lostbelt, despite being a similar position as the disciples. Namely, your goal of simply tormenting people rather than growing the Tree of Emptiness. We still have no data on what exactly the foreign god is, and so we cannot yet draw a clear picture of them. We are, however, certain of their goal, the destruction of modern humanity. I suspect your goal is similar, something along the lines of becoming humanity's natural enemy and destroying their entire species. It is for that reason that the foreign god did not consider you to be on the side of humanity. They may even have recognized you as a competitor of sorts. No doubt that is why they choose to enter into a business arrangement. I expect this agreement involved you both promising to use each other's resources to ignore the other party as much as possible and to avoid direct conflict. Never mind that the other party, the foreign god, that this appears to be a significant greater threat. Yet even so, the foreign god clearly saw you as a threat and placed a collar upon you in the form of a contract. You may be cruel, heartless, twisted and depraved, but for some reason you take pride in being a businesswoman. And of course, the quickest way to keep a revealing competitor check to make them a partner. By entering into a non-competitive contract of sorts, you arrived at a position where you both stand as equal ground. Am I correct, Miss Kvenskaya?
What an entirely long-winded explanation. Yes, that's all more or less correct. So, what am I then?
I can only think of one entity who could give pause to a god capable of wiping Earth clean in an instant. You possess an exceptional ability to freely travel between the different worlds, a power not even the other alter egos can wield. You are a walking disaster, one with which even the foreign god wishes to avoid coming into contact. In Atlantis we met Orion, our grand archer, who had been summoned by our very world itself. And here in Olympus, the conditions appear to be in place for a similar summoning ritual. Taking all this into consideration, the answer is quite clear. You're an independent disaster, a being dangerous enough to merit the materialization of a grand servant. In other words, you must be one of the 7 evils of humanity. You're a beast. Der Blick.
A beast? But her spirit origin is still within standard parameters.
Because even though she's already reached a point that warrants a grand servant, she's still not fully matured. If she were there would be little call for caution on her part. Well, am I right, Miss Koenskaya? Or perhaps I should call you by your true name if you care to share it?
Phew. Oh, Koenskaya is just fine, Mr. Detective. After all, I don't have anything so silly as a true name. Oh man, where this weird fog is coming from? At long last, I've reached the point I've been waiting for. I would expect nothing less from you, my dear Chaldeans. One of the stipulations in my contract with the foreign god states I must not reveal my name of my own accord. Thanks to that binding clause, I had no choice but to go about my endeavor slowly and painstakingly. But now, at last, I've regained a body that I can finally stretch in, and it's all thanks to you. You humans, your best intention always bring about the worst results. What think is good sense always devolves into insufferable self-righteousness. Oh, you with your absurd egos always yapping about protecting humanity, you make me sick. Oh yes, I really must thank you again. Thank you so much for demolishing give your nursery knave ambition beyond any possibility of repair. Her magic energy readings are suddenly spiking. This massive aura, the way she's entering the space around her, it's as fresh she really is. Now that I've had my pick of all the finest breads in every Lostbelt, I was wondering when the best time would be to unveil myself. It's been just unbearably awaiting for the chance to try out a tale or two of my own. So I thought, why not give myself a treat? And toy with humanity personally for a change. Ha 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 ha! So I tell you what, as you're just a reward for figuring me out, I'm going to take my time with you. Who knows, perhaps my tales will end crushing you before your mechanical gods get a chance. The target shape and mass have both changed dramatically. It's absorbing nearby magic energy and growing larger. It appears to be some kind of shadowy, four-legged creature of unknown origin. Here she comes! Get ready, Mesh!
Und damit, Ladies and Gentlemen, wird's nun wirklich spannend. Eine der 7 Bestien, wie auf Goredofl, wie auch Tiamat, die größte Gefahr für die Menschheit. Ladies and Gentlemen, die Bestie ist in Koenskaya erwacht. Und beim nächsten Mal müssen wir gegen diese Ungetüm kämpfen. Ob wir es schaffen werden, gegen diese zu bestehen, erfahren wir dann. Bis dahin, verabschiede mich nochmal. Ich war Fix und bis zum nächsten Mal.